Little Red Riding Hood.
Once upon a time, in a small village near a big forest, there was a little girl and her mother. The girl was known in the neighborhood as Little Red Riding Hood because she always wore a red riding cloak. On a sunny day, she had an idea of visiting her grandmother that lived across the forest.
There was so much time that they both didn't see each other. When Little Red Riding Hood said that she wanted to visit her grandma, her mom prepared a delicious basket and made her aware that she should go straight to the grandma's house and let alone talk to strangers.
So, Little Red Riding Hood went singing her favorite song through the dangerous path. Suddenly, when she looked to the ground, she saw the most beautiful flowers and some real big and colorful butterflies. She got distracted by the beautiful nature that forgot the warning of her mother. Meanwhile, she was looking at the flies of the butterflies. A big, ugly wolf approached her. He asked where she was going and for what reason she was carrying a basket. The girl answered that she was going to her grandmother's house, which was on the other side of the forest.
Little Red Riding Hood realized how late she was and immediately got her way to the grandma's house. But the wolf, not silly, got a shortcut through the forest and got there much early. When the wolf knocked at the door, the poor grandma that was in the bed let him in. Before she could realize what was happening, the wolf ate her all in one piece. The wolf took the grandma's clothes in the wardrobe and a nose from the costume chest. He lay down on the bed and waited until the Little Red Riding Hood appeared. When the Little Red Riding Hood arrived at the grandma's house, she noticed that something strange was going on. Her grandmother looked kind of weird. "Why does your voice sound so odd?"
It is because I've got a cold.
"And why are your ears so big?"
It is for listening to you better, my sweet granddaughter.
"And why are your eyes so big?"
It is for looking at your beautiful face, sweetheart.
"But why are your teeth so big?"
It is for eating you the best way I can, Little Red Riding Hood.
She couldn't believe what was happening. It was not her grandma, it was the wolf. The wolf jumped out of the bed and ran after the girl, which was running too. The girl got out of the house and shouted for help as loud as she could. Fortunately, a woodman that was near heard those screams and went to help.
When he got near the house, he saw the little girl and the wolf both running, so he got the wolf and made him spit out the grandma that was luckily entire in one piece. So he carried the wolf into the forest, where he could not bother no one else. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandma, after the whole situation, went for having the snacks which Little's mom had prepared. It is for eating you the best way I can, Little Red Riding Hood.
She couldn't believe what was happening. It was not the grandma, it was the wolf. The wolf jumped out of bed and ran after the girl, who was running too. Little Red Riding Hood got out of the house and ran as fast as she could through the forest. The wolf was very tired running after the girl, so he stopped for a minute and took a deep breath that was so strong that knocked down Grandma's house.
Scared by the noise, the wolf fled into the forest and Little Red Riding Hood came back to see her grandmother, which had gone out of the wolf's stomach. Luckily, she was fine, but the house was destroyed into some old wood and some broken glasses. In the end, Grandma went to live with Little Red Riding Hood and her mother, where she felt much happier and safer, and nobody needed to cross the forest anymore.
Eduarda Berti, Luana X.